The reason why this podcast sucks and we have no fans is because Rick and damn Duper talk way too goddamn much.
There it is.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Celebration! Woo! Woo! Celebration! Yeah! So happy!
We're back to a normal format where we can
Jesus
talk and be
Christ.
stupid. Yay! Anyways, this is releasing on Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day, veterans! Thank you for your service. We got a bunch of fun things to talk about that are themed around that. Just to show our appreciation, especially because we have two vets on this show. How's everybody doing?
Good. Your PTSD is showing at the beginning there, Greg. Are you okay?
Well, I was just celebrating for a multitude of reasons. Because I was trying to prove a point to Rick that more people got COVID recently from celebrations. So I was just partaking in that. But the real reason why I am celebrating is because today was the day of the days. Day of days. Oh, yeah. We need to have a sponsor first.
Hey,
sorry.
Who are we not sponsored by?
Diet water. When regular water has too many calories. Diet water.
Very nice. Thank you. Shout out to Walmart and Great Value. Thank you for still not contacting us. We're still waiting. Waiting on that sponsorship, guys.
I need the
Josh
laptop.
needs a laptop.
And we'll make your political opinions way more generic if you need it. Whatever you need, guys.
Greg, now you can catch up with us.
I could do booze too. You want me to do like protest booze too to just even it out?
Yeah. Do it. Yeah, do it all.
Boo, boo, fake news, recount the votes. Okay. So
how was your week?
Dude, fantastic. So like I was saying, it was a pretty busy week, man. I mean, I got to hang out with Josh this weekend. Haven't seen him in like 10 years. It was very good times. But the real reason, me and Duper went out to eat too, so that was good times too. But the real reason for the glory and the happiness and the celebration of Greg is because I have gotten an Xbox Series X. So I am a happy man. So we need to make this podcast at least just, no more than 20 minutes so that way I can get back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I'm good with that.
Sweet.
Just
all right, it's good talking to you guys. Coming over later.
Woo!
Good God. So, Dupe, how was your week, man?
Dude, my week was good until today, and then goddamn Governor Sisolak comes out and locks our state down, kind of, sort of, almost. Not quite sure what he's doing. So we're on lockdown 2.0, and what he asked us to do was, please don't spread the virus, essentially. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to reassess how that goes. One of his things that he talked about was, hey, if you're carpooling, make sure you got a mask on in your car.
Duh.
Okay, dude. Okay, well, you shouldn't really be carpooling right now in the middle of a pandemic, right? Maybe we keep our social distance. Maybe that's a better policy during a huge pandemic. I don't know. Call me crazy. And then he spent the first 5 minutes laying out his plan for lockdown 2.0, and then he spent the next 45 minutes pleading with us not to make fun of him. Just if you don't go on Instagram, don't go on Twitter making fun of me. This stuff is serious, guys. Like, we're worried about this virus. We don't want it to get out of control because it is getting out of control. We want to overrun the system, but more importantly, just don't go on social media and make fun of me. It's very important that you don't do that. So we would greatly appreciate that. So that was most of the press conference, was him just begging with us. So thank you.
Good. And we're talking about the governor of Nevada, just to help the listeners out here because we all don't know local politicians that well. Welcome to dealing with the virus there. I know Las Vegas has been freewheeling, so have fun with that.
That's not true at all. That's not true.
Utah locked down like California had a lockdown earlier this year, and they're freaking out. And
So
it's like, well, we've already been through this bullshit, so have fun.
Utah's surprising because Utah was pretty freewheeling. Unlike Nevada, we've actually been pretty good. It's been Greg can attest to this. Visitors coming from out of town, I think, that are mostly spreading it here. For the most part, the people here are following the guidelines. Yeah. Utah, however, was the Wild West. Like, they did not give a shit up there. So, I mean, that one is surprising to hear the lockdown coming from them.
I mean, yeah, I know that they were doing all the softball and baseball tournaments for everybody and like
Yep.
on the West Coast. Like they were, yeah, they didn't really give a shit. And they made it through the summer, and it finally came around and bit them in the ass. So I hope my aunt up in Park City is safe and stays healthy. And I mean, they're isolated; they'll be fine. Josh,
Yo,
Josh is back.
I am.
He's been gone, and now he is back.
Real Josh
tell us
too.
about you. Tell us about your life, Josh. Where have you been? What's been happening? How was the Yeezy tour?
Well, we lost, so I'm pretty upset about that. Easy. He smoked
You
like
got 1% of the vote.
he smoked like 4 blunts that night. He was so depressed. But life goes on, right? I've been in Vegas.
Josh,
I was trying to see a couple of my best friends, but there it sprinkled about 2 drops, and one of them said, "Nope, can't go out in this weather." And then
That was me.
the other one had to work. So
It was raining. We've not had rain in this valley for over 200 days. Like, that just scares the fuck out of us, dude. You don't understand. Like, a couple drops. That was like a fucking monsoon out here. No, we had to lock up the kids. We had to make sure the dogs were inside the house. It was crazy. Insane.
So Josh, I do just want to say, man, welcome back. You have been missed. Like dearly like missed. Like you missed a lot of hard times on this podcast. Like election week, you know, everybody had their ups and downs. There was like one episode that we fought for like 45 minutes. And it was because we didn't have you to like keep us like at an even keel, you know. So I miss you. I'm glad I don't gotta like carry the weight of Rick and Duper as much anymore. And
We appreciate
welcome
that, too.
back, man. We love you, dude. Welcome back, you furry, sexy beast, you.
I love you too.
The listeners would have never known about our argument that day because of our amazing production team. Thank you,
No,
production
we
team.
actually got a lot of positive feedback about that episode. So go fuck yourself, because everybody enjoyed the fact that we could have a civil conversation talking from different sides.
Oh, you're
So,
talking about the election special. I'm talking about the one where Greg wanted to kill me, and then
Oh.
that was offline, and
Yeah.
we had to stop the podcast, stop
Yeah,
recording,
yeah.
and we
Heard
picked
about
it back up
We
because
recorded 50
because-
minutes.
Yeah.
50 minutes of a show, and then Greg lost his shit and immediately killed it all. Then we had to stop.
he stabbed me in the leg. I had to
We
go to
cut
the
it back
hospital.
we cut it back to the 8-minute mark, and we're like, okay, we're just going to record like 30 minutes, and it's going to be a short show. Wound up recording another hour, and yeah, Josh, you should have been there.
I heard about it,
That was awesome.
but I'm not gonna lie. I haven't listened to the fucking the politics.
Dude literally
That's how much
drove.
I support this fucking podcast.
Dude, he
This
drove
dude-
8 hours total from Vegas and back. Ample opportunity.
I didn't want to fall asleep on the road.
Dude hates politics, Greg.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess you got
and
a
if
point.
it's not Wheezy, he's not in. You know, we know
All
him.
right,
I'm telling you, I'm still depressed over it.
quick recap on my week. I saw the
Golf.
dentist.
Same
Golf.
bullshit.
I mean, do we want to talk about that bullshit?
No, it's so
golf.
boring.
No.
It's so boring.
I mean, I've got free golf for a month if we're gonna talk about golf. So that's all that matters. God damn it.
Sucking wieners.
No, but I had to deal with the goddamn dentist. I haven't gotten a filling since 1993, and I got one yesterday actually. It's way faster and easier now. It still hurts like a bitch though. Like when they're doing it, because they're like, "Oh, you're gonna get a little sensitivity," and I'm like, "Well, aren't you supposed to numb you?" They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna numb you," and then you feel all this fucking pain, but it is pretty quick. So I thank you guys for doing that to me, dentists. Cavities suck, man. I went like almost 30 years with that one.
I'll
my
give you
week.
a feeling.
Greg, what do you want to talk about first?
Golf
Because this
filling.
is our veteran episode. We want to lead off with a vet.
Oh yeah. By the
doing
way,
some stuff.
thank you, veterans. I don't know much.
Aw.
Greg, yeah, thank you, Duper. Thank you a little bit.
This is because I'm not a vet. I'm not like. Are we talking about the people that take care of pets or what? What's
Did you say
That-
veterinarian?
Yeah.
a
none of us-
veterinarian and a veteran are different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Son
Dude,
of a bitch.
that's like the oldest joke that somebody has to say like every year, and you're just like,
Well,
All right. So what I'm going to do is,
Button
out of
roll.
respect to Greg, I'm going to talk over him less
No.
this show. That's my
yes,
goal.
thank you.
So there you
It's still not
Go
gonna
ahead, Greg.
happen.
Yeah. So,
Greg, go ahead and start the topic, Greg.
thanks, dude. So,
Greg, start the topic.
yes, dude. All right. So yeah, like Rick said, This is our Veterans Day episode, so thank you to all the veterans. 2 of us here are veterans, well, 3. So Duper and I were in the United States Army. Rick was in the Salvation Army. He bravely served 2 tours with the Salvation Army.
Just this weekend.
And then Josh, you're in the Fur Army. So, but Duper, what do you miss most about the Army?
Oh, most definitely the camaraderie. I don't think you're ever going to get that anywhere else in any other job. Maybe the fire department, they seem to have that, and then like the police department, places like that. But it's special. The fact that you would be willing to lay your life down on the line for any one of your brothers or sisters in arms. So that's what I miss for sure. You don't see that anywhere else in civilian life.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. It's funny, man. If you see a group of young kids with high and tight haircuts, and one of them looks like a gangster, one of them looks like a cowboy, one of them's probably looking like Rick. They basically all look different from each other. Chances are they're probably service members in the U.S. military, because nobody gives a shit about where you're from or what your background is. It's about getting your person's back that is next to you. So I definitely miss that. I would probably say like getting to, shoot the best guns the world has ever made, getting to use like, explosives, blow shit up, and just, I wasn't airborne or air assault or anything like that, so I can't really speak to that. But dude, just getting the opportunity to like fire machine guns, blow shit up, and fucking, like look through like the latest pieces of equipment was just fucking amazing. But yeah, I think the camaraderie, takes the cake there. So Rick, what do you miss about the Salvation Army?
The discounts. So, unfortunately, you don't really get to go in these times of COVID and to go ahead and serve. Discounts are great. Great costumes for Halloween. and Josh, you're a fuzzy. What's it like in the Fuzzy Army?
There's a lot of combs because we got to comb our beards a lot, and there's just hair everywhere. Because when you're in the Fuzzy Army, you don't trim anything.
Oh,
sounds
anything?
disgusting.
Wow.
Like anything.
Like a wild man.
Yeah.
What?
And
like,
women.
Women too.
Pull down
yeah.
that zipper, all you hear is it's gonna be great.
So then you're always worried about where the hair come from. Was it downstairs or upstairs?
Dude, that
Well, that's
PTSD
just based
has to
on-
be a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
That's based on if you see a crab or lice, right? That's how you'd know upstairs, downstairs.
Or if it's in
Crab
your
or lice.
food.
Or what if can you get lice on your balls? I know this is off topic.
Probably.
Yeah, you can.
You can actually get lice on your ball sack?
I mean, not your ball sack, but your pubic hair. Yeah, it's hair, right?
Yeah, but I mean, what about the crabs? What if you had crabs and then you got lice and then it turned into a fight?
Like, well, what if the crabs started eating the lice and they started getting like bigger and bigger and shit? Like,
Yeah, but I mean, what if the lice, because like that movie Ants, where they
Yeah.
tell you about, or a Bug Story where they explain to you like, although the ants are small, man, there's a lot of them, right? What if there's more lice than there are crabs, and it turns into this epic battle in your crotch?
I would record it.
Totally off topic.
All
This
right.
is great. So here's
yeah,
the
it
deal.
is great. The dead silence is fantastic.
Good
Word.
job, Rick.
Somebody look this up, listeners. Please, somebody go and look at the science
Our
and
4
tell me
listeners,
if we can
somebody
have.
find it.
I wish
I need a crotch
people
war.
I wish people could see the video right now because we're all just staring at our crotches right now.
I mean, I have mine exposed. I'm really curious now, but it's okay. I
Do
got
we-
a question for
So
you.
if I have the lice and you have the crabs, does that mean we have to like rub our pubic hairs together? And does that make it gay? I don't know.
Well, couldn't you just trim, like a couple broccoli and then rub it into yours? And the same
Broccoli,
thing
huh?
for men. You know what I mean?
Dude, as long as you say no homo, you're good.
Yeah.
No homo,
Hmm.
man.
Yeah, Daniel.
Well, I mean,
and what if you have to dock? What if it's all about docking and that's how it happens?
you've been talking about docking for at least 20 years.
Yeah.
Can
I
you
have.
explain what docking is? Because you
yeah,
have
yeah.
you have as much of a fascination around this as you do anal.
Yeah. So docking, right? There's one guy at least, and he is going to be an uncircumcised man. I'm glad we're talking about this with your son listening to the pod now too.
Oh, yep,
It's gonna be
Well, moving on. So the next time,
So here's what's gonna happen. I want you guys to tell me just something from Iraq. It's story time. Tell me a story from your deployments because I know a bunch of them and they're funny. Greg, tell me a story. And I'm not gonna give you a suggestion either.
I can already
As
see
much as
PTSD
Duper wants
in his
it.
eyes. Look at him.
Actually, I'm not gonna go funny here. I'm gonna blow your
Ooh.
mind. You know,
God damn it!
I-
Should we
I
lead
didn't-
off with Duper?
I think so.
No,
Go,
I'm just
Duper.
gonna copy. I'm gonna just say ditto at the end because I
Yeah.
don't. I was. I mean, just to be clear, I was a raging alcoholic during that time frame. So before and after the army, or before my deployment. So I don't remember a lot of it. So Greg, I was hoping Greg would start, so that it might get my gears going, so I remember a little bit of it. So Greg,
All right,
go ahead.
Go, Greg.
So I don't know. I don't even know if Rick remembers this, right? But I went to Iraq twice, and this story revolves around the second time I went to Iraq. So February 27, 2005, I was graciously struck by an IED that was literally the only reason why I'm still alive today is because the IED was literally buried about 5 feet underground. I was dismounted, so I wasn't in a vehicle or anything like that. And the IED went off about 10 feet from me. What is weird about this story, though, is for about a good 4 months prior to deployment, I would say, I kept having these like premonitions or like these visions of me getting blown up. And it was freaking me the fuck out. And I remember specifically telling Rick like the week or two before I deployed, because like I think we came back from the bar or something.
I do remember this.
I was like, I'm scared as shit right now. And he's like, what the fuck you talking about, dude? I'm like, something's gonna happen to me, dude. And like I think I'm gonna get blown up or something's gonna happen, whatever. He's like, nah, man, you're fine. Well, fast forward like, a few months, and the day I got blown up, literally the way it happened, I shit you not, the locations, the fucking smell, fucking everything that I had in my vision or premonition happened the day I got blown up, which fucking tripped me the fuck out. So, graciously, shout out to my medic that day. I'm not going to call out any names, but my medic was badass, dude. And by the time I yelled medic and I got to the C part, or like the ick part, he was already on me, throwing me to the ground, like assessing me, triaging. And then there was multiple people that got wounded that day, and he just, went into action. And that's something that you can't train. I mean, you can, but nobody knows how they're going to react in a situation like that until it happens. So, I mean, dude, I truly believe that I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't partly for what he did for me that day. So, like I said, kind of serious, kind of trippy, but I think that's a good story. And I bullshit you not, dude. It still trips me out to this day how I saw it and then it happened.
I do remember you saying something before you left, because I remember we were talking, and I was like, dude, don't fucking worry about it. You've done this. You're getting back. That was the whole thing, right? You're gonna go. You're gonna get back. You're gonna be okay. I told Dupe the same shit when he left too. Go, get there, do what you got to do, and come back. That was it.
Yeah,
That's all you got to do.
I was never crying to you about it.
I didn't cry.
But you're also not Nostradamus with your fucking deployment. So
no, it's true. Like I didn't have a premonition about mine.
Yeah,
I do. It did trigger a memory for me. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
And that's like some insight, like into the military. That's like one of the things you can do with your brothers, right? Is even when somebody got blown up in Iraq, you can give them shit over it, right? Like that's not something you can do in civilian life. Somebody gets hurt, you can't give them shit. Not like you can in the military. Like, and then we'll both just laugh about it and have a beer about it. It's amazing. But I was on a patrol. We were doing sweeps in Iraq and Baghdad, and we were on Red Irish, and we were following a truck that was looking for roadside bombs, and they pull up on one. And it was the very first day that I had a armored Humvee. Swear to God, that's not even any exaggeration. It was the very first day we had armored Humvees. And the truck in front of me pulls up. They spot an IED. They're calling it over the radio. I lean over, and I pick up the radio, and I'm responding on the radio. And then the bomb goes off. Boom, right? It's super loud. And I see this shrapnel flying at my face in slow motion. It's weird how things slow down in that moment, right, Greg? I mean, it's different. Things slowed down for me, and it's coming towards my face, and then boom, it hits the window in front of me, and then it drops. It leaves a quarter inch. This window was 2 inches thick, right? It's bulletproof window, and it left a quarter of an inch thick hole in that window. And The first thing that happens immediately after that is my gunner says, "That shit was the size of a baseball," and then we laugh immediately. We go from holy fuck to laughing, and then taking care of the guys that were in front of us. Right, they were in a different unit. But then those guys, they were in a armored vehicle, and thankfully they were all okay. And they were right there on the bomb, so they couldn't hear shit. They were like, I can't hear nothing. But yeah, my gunner and I, we had a pretty good laugh about my head almost coming off of my body. It was insane. That was, it's not even hyperbole. It's legit the first day I had armored Humvee. So, Greg, you had your premonition, and I had my destiny, I guess. Thankfully, that was that day that we got those Humvees.
And that's truly like why we say, like I used to hate it when I was deployed and like all the non-combat arms members, like, because our camp would get mortared like at least once a day, a few times a week, whatever. And it was always like the non-combat arms people, like running, panicking, fucking hiding under everything. And then us combat arms guys are like, fuck it. Like
you just walk in.
If it hits you, it hits you. There's literally nothing you can do, and that's true, man. I mean, I've had other close calls as well. And you just, me, I thank the Lord, for my days and thank him for saving my ass. And then, that's that. And then you go back continuing mission,
One of my biggest fears when I was over there, and you keep triggering memories for me.
Sorry.
Is no, it's good. With the mortar attacks, because you're right. Like when the mortars would start coming in, if you're in the chow hall, you just sit there and keep eating, right? But then the guys that don't go outside the fob, they were running like maniacs. They're hiding under the table. Dude, that table was not going to stop that mortar. But one of the dudes on my fob got blown up while he was in the porta potty. From the moment that happened, that was my fear, dude. Like, I did not want to get blown up while taking a shit. Like, I just didn't. So that was that was top two fears. Top two.
Well, and also, let's just say that a lot of soldiers partake in extracurricular activities while in the porta john as well. So, that's
they were jacking off.
Yeah, that too. So,
quick question: did he survive?
The porta potty guy?
Yeah.
No, dude, he got blown up.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Greg got blown up. He's here. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Not all detonations are created equal. Let's just say that.
Gotcha. Well, that's
well, anyway. Blast. So we kind of shared some stories about our experiences. So Dupe, or Rick, because you're in Salvation Army. Can you watch a military movie or a TV show and not like either hate it or make fun of it because their tactics are garbage and all wrong, or they hold their guns the wrong way, or their tactics are complete garbage? Like, I can't, and it drives my wife crazy because she's like, just shut up and enjoy it. And I'm like, no, this is retarded. This isn't that. So, are you like that too, Dupe?
Yeah, dude, I don't know how to answer, because you started off with a question and then you directed it at Rick.
Yeah.
Then you immediately answered your own question, and then you directed the question to me. So I don't know.
Just answer the fucking question. God damn it.
Like, help me out here. Like, am I speaking? Is Duper speaking?
Rick, you go ahead and take this one. You go ahead.
No, the topic's done. He already answered it. So what are we gonna do?
I agree with you. It is hard to watch a military movie, and I mean, coming up next, we're gonna have our top 10 military movies that we made a list of. And for me, it was hard to pick a top 10 because, like you, I nitpick every one of them, right? And it's very easy to nitpick these movies because most of the time, they're not taking their advisors' advice enough, right? Because they'll have military guys on site, but they don't take it too serious.
No. So I was watching one of those military movies the other day, and they're using M16s, whatever, right? And they go and they grab an AK-47 round magazine from one of the dead guys and put it on their M16 and start shooting away. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad that.
Does that not work?
I guess in movies it does, I guess.
Were there like 60 rounds in there too for like a 10-round clip?
Yeah.
because that's what I always catch. Like I'm like, what the fuck? Where did you get all of these fucking rounds? Like you can't carry that much ammo in like a little banana clip. It's 20 shots, dude. Take 20 shots.
30.
But they're like, what the fuck? The only thing, the only
Rick, you're on mute.
Yeah, you muted yourself, buddy.
oh god damn it, I was muted the whole time.
See, instant karma, bitch. You're gonna fucking make fun of me for introducing his topic, and then you mute yourself.
I thought it was my shitty computer.
What I was gonna say is, military wise, yeah, you're absolutely right. But if there was like a show that I could say, because it's bullshit. First of all, when they do the unlimited rounds and all that, the only movie that I never really criticized because it's awesome was John Wick, because it seemed like they actually took the time to get the right weapons training and treat those weapons the way they're supposed to be treated. Like,
Absolutely bullshit. The only reason why I don't criticize John Wick is because it's just so over the top that it's satire. It's not serious, and that's the reason why I can watch John Wick and take it.
Have you seen Keanu Reeves training?
I don't care what his training is, Rick. It doesn't matter. John Wick is not a realistic movie. I don't know what fucking ranges you're going to, but that's not
Hey,
fucking.
Hey, the dog was real. All right.
Yeah.
But that's not
my dog. I'm going after him.
If you're taking firearms training from John Wick, you are God. I mean, holy shit.
When you guys were in Iraq, it was all gung fu, and shit was happening all over the place. It was popping off at concerts in the middle of Rome, and you guys were just like all over the place. Just let me have my vision of how you guys got through it. That's how I got through not having.
Wow.
I have no idea what he's talking about. That was as confusing as Greg's question.
My vision for you was like you doing all that, but with a bunch of naked men around you.
I mean, yeah.
I know that's your perfect vision. So
we were at the bathhouse.
He was docking.
He was docking.
You have the one uncircumcised erect penis, then you have to have another penis, and then you're gonna push them.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our top 10 military movies. We're gonna just cover the top 5 in depth, and so we're gonna name off the top 10 through 6, and then you guys each can pick one from those 7 movies actually, and then talk about it, and then we'll move on to the top 5. So
background here too, though.
Yeah.
Thank you to our listeners, especially
all
because
3
we got
of you.
quite a few. No, we actually got quite a few lists when we reached out and said, "Hey guys, throw a list at us. We're going to compile it, and then based on just basically getting points for what position they were in their list 1 through 10, that put them to where we have this top 10, and it's a combination of a good amount of lists. Actually, it was pretty cool. So I'm excited to hear the results. None of us have heard the results. Duper tallied it up, and we're all learning right now. So this will be fun.
So the worst movie that made the list at all, there was like 50 some odd movies that made the list. Small Soldiers should not belong in any best military movies list of any time.
What the fuck? Who the fuck put that on there? Okay.
I'm not saying it was Josh, but it was Josh.
Oh God, Josh.
So we'll start with the top 10. At number 10, we had a 3-way tie between Rambo, Forrest Gump, and 13 Hours. Then number 9, we had Platoon. Number 8, Fury. Number 7, Schindler's List, and number 6, Top Gun. Rick, what do you say?
I don't understand how Schindler's List is so low, and I just watched Platoon, and I forgot how fucking crazy that movie is. That's my thoughts.
That's it, huh? Fury surprised the hell out of me as well as that one did. I didn't think it was that well received.
Yeah.
Schindler's List, I think it's just so long, people don't rewatch it, so it's been a long time since it came out.
Dude, it's a fucking masterpiece.
Josh?
No, go ahead, Josh.
I'm still upset about Small Soldiers, so that's my opinion.
That's it? That's all you're going to talk about?
That's all you get.
I got shot in the butt. Greg, what do you got, buddy?
So I don't view Schindler's List as like a war movie. I know it's more of like the Holocaust, but I view it as more of a drama than I do like a war movie, so to speak.
Greg.
What?
Schindler's List was about the Holocaust of World War II in Germany. It's a war movie.
Yeah, but I'm not like thinking like if you could like compare and contrast that and like you said Platoon, right? Hammer, like that's what I'm kind of like envisioning. But you said 13 days.
Yeah, you were looking at action movies as opposed to overall war movies. I get you. Okay.
The list was interesting too because we had some interesting candidates like Braveheart made the list. Well, not our top 10, but it was a recommended movie. It makes somebody's top 10. Troy. So even though those aren't necessarily what I would consider military movies, they're definitely military movies. I would put Schindler's List. I wouldn't call it a traditional military movie. It's not the first thing I would think of as well, Greg. I'd think of it more as a drama almost.
What about the original 300?
I even 300. I forgot.
Dude, I know. I forgot about 300.
This is Sparta. That would have made my list for sure. Damn it. Oh well.
Gotta go
But
watch
Rambo. Fuck you guys for not putting Rambo on your guys' list. Like Rambo was my number one movie, and I'm the only one that had Rambo. So that's the only reason why I made the list was because I gave it the maximum number of points I could give it.
Why is it your number one movie?
Huh?
Why is it your number one movie?
I can relate to him when he got out. Oh, here we go, my tear jerking moment. I'm gonna start bitching like Greg. So when I first got out of the military, it was impossible to find a job. Like California fucking sucks for veterans. You go out there and you tell them that you just came back from a war, you come back from a war zone, and nobody wants to take you and give you a job. Everybody just kind of shits on you, man. So fuck them, man. So I can definitely relate to Rambo coming to a small town and having the goddamn police department coming after him. Fuck them, dude.
Dude, I didn't listen to a word you just said. Sorry.
It was hard. It was hard to keep.
California.
Oh, man.
It was hard to keep a straight face while he started doing it. To be honest.
I've been working on piano for fucking 3 months, so finally
no,
had
it's
to use it.
Well, you can pretty much use it every time Greg talks. Number 5, we have Black Hawk Down. Greg,
Yes.
Black Hawk Down, I think, made everybody's list here. I mean, I'm actually interested in your opinion, Greg. So let's go with Josh.
Good movie, guns.
Guns. Rick?
I learned a lot about coffee. I really enjoyed the movie I mean, dude, come on, dude. Black Hawk Down is like one of the best movies you can watch. War movies. It's fucking tense. My wife won't even watch it. She was like, I've watched it one time in my life and I can't do it again because they did it so well and it was a fucking like suspenseful. It was tense, man. It was a great movie. Overall, it was a great movie.
Yeah, it's one of my probably top 3.
Greg?
Completely different fucking. I'm afraid of this fucking movie because every single time we watched it in Iraq, bad shit happened. Either we got fucking ambushed, we got fucking blown up, we got fucking mortared, whatever, right? So like it's on my Blu-ray DVD shelf. I never fucking open it. Whenever I walk into that room, I say hello to it like it's a fucking Ouija board. I give that thing the utmost fucking respect, but still to this day, I will never watch it. And I get afraid, like if I'm like just going through the channels and it's like on, and I'm like, oh shit, and I gotta like change the channel real quick, and then I'm hoping that I don't have the Black Hawk Down curse. So that's why I put it number 1 on the top of my list because I ain't trying to disrespect that shit and get fucking demons in my house.
So you gave a movie the number 1 spot for a movie you won't even watch.
Dude, it's like the worst fucking cursed object that I have ever had in my life. Like I'm telling you, everybody who I went to Iraq with, they'll tell you the same thing. Like fuck that movie's cursed.
I love the fact that I know this about you now because I'm just gonna buy so many copies of that movie. That's just gonna pop up all throughout your life from here on out.
What's your address, Greg?
I think it's time. I want to start a quick GoFundMe, and we're gonna pay for a camp for Josh Hartnett while
Okay.
he's in uniform.
All right, man. If one of you motherfuckers is gonna get COVID now or something, I'm fucking telling you, dude. Don't tempt the Black Hawk Down gods.
Black Hawk Down and Hurt Locker, and there was that movie with Jamie Foxx where he was in the military too, and Kanye West did the trailer for it. Those are some of the most, to me, those are the 3 most realistic portrayals of my experience. Black Hawk Down really portrayed the excitement part of it very well. Hurt Locker really had the bomb squad. And
Bullshit.
Then that movie,
Bullshit.
There's no way. I only watched it one time.
There's no way in hell you have an EOD tech go in the middle of fucking Baghdad or whatever and have like 10 artillery rounds daisy chained together and just picking it up with his fucking hand. Fuck that. That's not a realistic EOD experience. And EOD techs will tell you that shit.
I could tell you some crazy shit.
I can
I'm kind of disappointed because I had to leave something off the list and I just remembered it right now. Did Three Kings make it anywhere?
No,
Any-
Three Kings didn't. It was like number 15 for me. It did not make my list. But the movie with Jamie Foxx, that movie reminded me of Iraq also because it was so fucking
Jarhead?
boring.
Was
Yeah,
it Jarhead?
Jarhead. Jarhead
Yeah.
was so fucking boring. But that was most of the time when you're deployed, right? Is when I would go to a movie, I wanted to see more excitement, and I found it really boring and slow moving. But when you really think about Iraq, dude, 99% of the time is you just sitting around fucking burning time.
Just there.
Just there. Number 4, we got Apocalypse Now. Rick, what say you, buddy?
Okay, so I know I should be like, this movie's one of the greatest movies of all time, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, look, man, it's a good movie, and I've watched it a few times in my life, but I mean, like, yeah, Marlon Brando's great, great actors, but maybe it's just because of the way it just didn't connect. It never connected with me. Great movie, again, but I don't know if, to me, it's not in my top 5. That's how I would say it.
Greg?
It wasn't even on my list, dude. You know, I mean, it's a Kubrick movie. It's good, but
Josh?
I probably haven't seen the movie over 20 years, so I don't remember
How the fuck did it make the list? The only thing I remember from it is I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Like, it's got some great lines that I remember from it, but I've only seen it once in my life as well.
I've seen it a couple times. I remember it being a great movie back then, but yeah.
I'm saying, dude, I think Platoon was more entertaining to me than Apocalypse Now.
Platoon was actually 1st Cavalry, which I served under. But yeah, I don't remember Platoon. I've not seen Platoon since basic training. They showed me that.
Oh, dude, it's great.
That, so.
Right.
Number 3, we got Inglourious Bastards. Josh?
Fuck yeah.
You're a bastard. Tell me about it.
Tarantino, man. Amazing. That's all I can say. Just Tarantino.
Greg, what do you think about the historical accuracy of this movie?
Not accurate at all. But Brad Pitt, buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
And then, dude, the greatest movie villain ever, man. I can't remember that actor's name, but man, he was amazing.
Christopher Waltz.
Yeah. Christoph Waltz. Yeah.
So,
man. Dude, tell me, even though we know it's a fictional history movie, how is that? It was like one of the best fucking war movies ever made. It's so goddamn entertaining. Like, I could watch that shit right now, and I do watch it like 2 or 3 times a year because it's one of my favorite Tarantino movies. Like, how do you get better than that? That shit was amazing. Was that my number 1?
I knew it was gonna. I don't remember what your number 1 was. I knew it was gonna be on my list, and I did not think it was going to be on anybody else's list because it was so far out there, right? It's not factual. It's not really. It almost falls more under fiction than I would war movies. But dude, yeah, no, it's fucking great as just a military movie. I fucking love that movie. And Brad Pitt, I remember when that movie came out, people were dogging on him for the accent that he did. It was perfect.
No,
Brad
perfect.
Pitt, don't change anything about it. That fucking shitty accent that you did fit that character perfectly. Everything about that movie was fantastic. It was a great movie. Number 2, Full Metal Jacket. Greg.
Wow. Yeah, it was number 6 on my list. But dude, it's a great movie, man. I mean, Arlie Emery, dude. I mean, God rest his soul. But whatever, dude. So you get my point. Actually, side story, he actually came and visited us when we were in Iraq in 2003. Because, you know, Duper, like when most celebs come to the USO and shit, they're in fucking Kuwait or, you know, like way far away from Iraq. This motherfucker came to Baghdad and was like, yeah, fuck Barbara Streisand and all those fucking anti-war bitches. I bet you she was to suck your dick. She'd pierce your fucking bladder with her big ass nose. And he was just going on. We're like, yeah, woo, you know? So, but yeah, that movie was a good movie, dude. I mean, but yeah, rest is
here's the thing I want to bring up about Full Metal, because it was on my list too, but it was number 10. Full Metal is amazing all through boot camp.
Agreed. And then once they get into Vietnam, it really drops off, right? Because it really is 2 different movies.
Yeah.
Once they got to Vietnam, it just was not the same as it was in that first half. Agreed, 100%. I wish they would have just cut it off right there. But I mean, they did have that one really good line. What is that? that little Asian girl. What is she saying?
We love you.
Sucky. Yeah, I mean that's the best part about when they get to Vietnam. But then after that, I don't remember anything from what happens in Vietnam there.
Matt Modine, something happens. He's depressed. That's all it mattered. All that mattered about that movie, and that's what's crazy. That movie was so good for the first like hour and a half. You didn't give a shit about the rest of it in Vietnam. All you cared about was how fucking crazy Arlie Ermey was, how Vincent D'Onofrio nailed it as Private Pyle. Like that shit mattered. Like you could turn that movie off there and be done and be like, that was a fucking.
I think I did because I don't remember the rest of it.
And now that guy who played Private Pyle is the Kingpin in the Daredevil. Like what? You know?
Great actor.
Josh, what do you have to say?
Great movie, man. Like they were saying, Ermey, however you say his name.
Hermes.
Hermie. He's actually an Antelope Valley. He's actually an Antelope Valley local. He did a lot for the community out here too. Just a little side note, and one of my faves.
I had no idea he was from the AV. That's kind of cool. And he was an actual drill sergeant for anybody who doesn't know that. I think that's a pretty common fact out there now. Number one,
right?
Huh? I was just gonna say Bravery Brewing. Did you mention that? The Bravery Brewing Company. That's what he worked with.
Founded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his actual outfit from Full Metal Jacket. His drill instructor uni. Mm-hmm. It's actually at that brewery on display.
That's cool. He was actually hired as a consultant, from what I understand, for that movie. And then when the actor that was playing that role dropped down, he actually filled in and filled the role. So that's how he got his big
I didn't know
that. Number one movie. I've never seen this movie. I feel like it's sacrilegious almost to have been in the military and never seen this one. Saving Private Ryan. It's like universally like the greatest movie ever.
What?
And I've never seen it.
Wow.
How? Like, I'll send you a copy right now. Like, dude, I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna Amazon you a fucking DVD because I don't assume you have Blu-ray.
What year are you living in? Like, I'm gonna have to go buy a DVD player somewhere. Like, I'm gonna have to go see you at the Salvation Army.
I'm gonna get you one of those double VHS versions. And I'm gonna send that to you, and I want you to watch it and appreciate the fact that it was a fucking amazing movie. I can't believe you've never seen it.
Never seen it. That's Spielberg too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I it's going quiet here because I can't guide this conversation. I have no idea what to talk about.
Well, I'm astonished. I'm quiet because I'm astonished that this is like actually not only is it a great war movie, but people are saying this is one of the greatest movies of all time. Like not just in war. So the fact that you haven't seen it, you need to just stop what you're doing. Get off the pod right now.
Just go watch it right now.
Go watch it right now. I don't understand.
Yeah, fuck the pod.
I've never seen Castaway either. Like some of Tom Hanks' greatest movies of all time.
Castaway? No, go watch Saving Private Ryan, dude. The first like when they're the invasion of D-Day, dude. You're like, holy shit,
I've seen the first 20 minutes of it, and so maybe because the hype was so big around it, I lost interest in it. Just to be upfront, so
dude,
you gotta try it, dude.
It's
Just
a
go
good
back
movie, man.
when you're
I'm not
day off.
Vin
Day off, the baby sleeping.
Spoiler alert: Vin Diesel dies.
But way to fucking ruin it.
Yeah.
Damn it, Rick. Well, all right, now the pod's over.
Saving Private Ryan.
I'm not even going to argue that could be number one on this list. I mean, I had a lot more that got left out. Dirty Dozen, that was a big one for me.
In the Army now? Come on.
In the Army now, man.
The fucking greatest.
He was a water purifier.
To me, the greatest.
That was awesome, dude.
A Few Good Men. Nobody talked about that one. Hunt for Red October.
You can't handle the truth. No, Hunt for Red October almost made my list.
Patton, that's another one.
Patton's big.
I don't think I've ever seen Patton.
I can't believe Starship Troopers.
Oh, fuck you, dude. That was almost the worst movie on the list, but then Small Soldiers took you out because it was ranked higher than Starship Troopers.
Dude, Starship Troopers, everybody, would you like to know more? Everybody had that fucking movie, man. At least when I was first in.
But that goes under the vein more of like Star Wars. So like if we would have got to number one, it was like Empire Strikes Back. Like that would have discredited this list 100%. That's what Starship Troopers would have done. Battlestar Galactica.
Hey,
I would have quit the podcast for the 5th time if Star Wars was there.
Let's move on. Josh, what do you got next, buddy?
All right, guys. Since all 3 of you are nerds and you play video games on your time off, what's your favorite war game?
Can I go first?
Of all time?
Can I go first? Because
Go ahead, dude.
I want to get this out there before anybody uses it.
Clarification. I want to know: are we talking about war game series, or are we talking about the game itself? Like what?
The game itself.
Who the fuck cares? My favorite was Age of Empires 3 from like 1992. I think that was the last game that I played revolving like military stuff. I mean, Halo, I guess, was one I played from the Xbox, but seriously, Age of Empires 3. That's it for me.
God damn it, dude! I was gonna say that.
Bullshit.
I actually have it on my desktop. I'm gonna look.
I fucking love it, dude.
I have it installed on this computer. It's funny.
Greg.
Go, Greg.
So at first I didn't know like if you meant video game, but I was gonna say Risk. Even though I've tried to like set up the game of Risk, and I'm like, this is too fucking boring. But dude, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. But I can't believe you said Age of Empires and you didn't mention Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
No. Age of Empires 3 was the correct answer. Yes.
Yeah, that was the
no. And then obviously you got the Call of Duty series, and then Battlefield. So there you go.
So if you're gonna talk about shooters, I'm preferable to Battlefield because Call of Duty went from like this realistic World War II game into this fucking running on walls space bullshit. And then like fuck that. Battlefield has always been authentic to being, a platoon, and you're trying to, you're working with units and all
Great.
that shit.
Well, Rick, can you continue to tell the veteran about the authentic military experience?
I have been to MEPS. I have gone to MEPS.
No, just please elaborate more on that. Explain to him.
Yeah. So Greg, you know what it's like, right? When you're but I'm just saying, like, that's a lot more realistic because you're getting like one shot, one kill and shit like that. Like that feels like if I'm going to war, I'm probably not going to be able to run along walls and recoup my health if I duck behind a crate.
Dude, not only that, but when you're in a fucking firefight, you don't see like the red little icons for the enemy. It's like a lot harder. You're like, where are these guys? I can't find these motherfuckers. You can't. Your map is not as cool as what they make it seem in video games. It's like completely different, man.
You don't get the right.
You can't pause and go to your map.
I don't know what military you're fighting in. We had those fancy ass maps.
Yeah, you get like every site.
What about Contra?
Oh,
Contra was the one I was gonna do, but then fucking Age of Empires got in my brain. God damn it!
Contra. I'm gonna have to go Contra, dude.
Contra was solid.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B, A, select, start.
All right, Greg, move on.
All right, man. So this is fantastic for me and Duper. So when you're in the military and you go home on leave, you really got to rely upon friends and family to, take you places or to go out and do things and things of that nature. So,
I mean, if you can't rely on your friends, who can you rely on?
Yeah, absolutely. So Duper, why don't you tell us about what our friends have done for us through the years when we were in the military and how much they greatly supported us when we were in?
Well, my friends let me down plenty of times, but one time that really stands out to me was the most patriotic time of all times. I was in Iraq, and when you're in Iraq, you get 2 weeks to come back home, right? So you can pretty much go anywhere, and I chose to come hang out with these fucking ass bags. Bad choices. I told you I was an alcoholic. I did not make good life choices at that time. So I come all the way back home, and they know I'm coming home. They got my flight information. They know when I'm going to arrive at Burbank Airport. And so I arrive at Burbank Airport, and fucking I'm expecting the welcome committee, right? Like I'm coming back in uniform with my duffel bag on my back. Dude, I'm coming back from a war zone. Dude, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to hang out with my friends. They're going to pick me up from the airport. I got to find a payphone because my friends are not there. I got to call them. I got to call my buddy Rick, and Rick is when the first thing that you hear is, oh shit, that's not very reaffirming that they remembered. So the fact that they totally forgot that I was coming back from a war zone was super patriotic. I super appreciate that. But what was cool was I got there, and I was in uniform, so I'm walking around the airport, nothing to do. So I go to the bar, and these Armenians, like 3 Armenian dudes, they're just like, "Come here, dude. Like, you're in fucking uniform. Like, you're drinking with us, and you're not paying for shit." I got fucking hammered, dude. So that was cool.
Yep.
When they picked me up, they fucking assholes, man. So I didn't get hurt in Iraq, but when I was on my 2 weeks of leave, I have my duffel bag on my back. I'm drunk as fuck because I haven't had a drink in, I don't know, 7 months, right? And I'm stumbling, fucking trying to get to the car, and one of these assholes, I can't remember who it was, pushes the duffel bag with all they got. I fucking stumble, I fucking fall to the ground because I can't keep my balance because the duffel bag's got me off center. Sprained my fucking wrist, my wrist and my elbow, dude. Shit was fucked up the whole 2 weeks I was home. Thanks, dude. I appreciate you.
Okay, so it wasn't me that pushed you. I was the one that was getting us in trouble for saying bomb. Like, and this is like early, this is after. You're not supposed to say bomb in an airport anyways now, but it was way more tense back then. And I said bomb somewhere, and we were about to get our asses like arrested. So that would have been a fun 2 weeks too to have to deal with. That was my fault, but I didn't push you.
Do you remember high-fiving every single person that walked by?
Yeah, dude. That was a good time. Greg, when did these guys let you down, buddy?
Oh man,
Never.
do I
don't know what you're talking about, Greg.
Dan, dude, I got the greatest story of stories on this one, right? So here's, just like you, Duper, but mine wasn't when I was coming home on leave. Mine was when I was after deployment coming back home, right? So for me, right, like whenever you're at the end of your deployment, they always ask people to like stay longer and fucking help out like the inbound unit. So I even volunteered because everybody else had kids and shit. I'm like, nah, dude, go home, man. I got this shit. I'm single, fucking whatever, right? So I stay an extra month in Iraq, right? 13 months total, right? And then they're like, all right, whoo, cool. I go home, right? Fucking, like 20-something hour flight. And everyone's talking about like their kids and shit. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's cool. I'm gonna have all my boys there. We're gonna get fucking drunk and hammered. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome, right? Fucking land the plane in like Victorville or something, take the bus back to Fort Irwin. It was like an hour-long bus ride, and the whole time I'm like, oh dude, all my boys are gonna be there. I know Rick, he's always doing stupid shit, like making signs and stupid shit. So I'm like, cool, dude. And then so we get out, right? And then we're in formation, marching into like this fucking gymnasium or whatever. Everybody's families are there, dude. Girlfriends, fucking wives, mistresses, moms, dads, whatever. Woo, woo, and then like they're like, all right, dismissed. Yeah, go fucking home now. And I'm like, where, Rick? Josh?
I like how both of us.
No.
Let Greg do his story, Rick.
So I'm like, okay, man, they're probably on the way. And like you, Duper, I didn't have a phone because I mean, they don't give you a cell phone when you're leaving Iraq, right? So I'm like, oh, dude. And then so one of my boys is like, dude, like who's picking you up? I'm like, oh, I know my friends, bro. They're on their way, man. They'll be here in like 20 minutes. And he's like, are you sure, man? He's like, you want to use my wife's phone? Here, dude, call him. I'm like, okay. And then like I call, yeah, on the way, dude. Okay. and then so I'm waiting there like 20 more minutes, nothing, right? So I'm like, well, here's your, your barracks room, whatever. So barracks, right? Hour later, like every hour for like 5 hours, I'm calling these guys. Yeah, dude, we're on the way, dude. Finally, like 5 hours later, they get there, dude. And I think we got to Fort Irwin. It was like 9 o'clock at night or some shit, right? And dude, it was literally like 4 a.m. in the morning before these guys fucking got me, dude. And they were like, and I'm like, well, wait, where's Rick? And they're like, oh yeah, well, they got drunk at a bar and then fucking some shit.
Wait. Can I tell you our side of the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
We were supposed to ride in Tooth's SUV, well, his dad's SUV, to go pick you up. But it was a little bit older of an SUV, and so it broke down in Little Rock. So we didn't make it that far. It like directly pulled out of the driveway, and then it broke down. It was far enough away from Tooth's house that we couldn't go back there. We
broke down at a bar.
No, we broke down like 2 blocks away from a bar in the middle of the fucking desert. It was weird. It was like fucking from dusk till dawn. It was just like that one fucking bar in the middle of fucking nowhere. But Rick and I don't take, like I said, raging alcoholic. we took full advantage of there being a bar in the middle of the fucking desert where there should not be a bar, and we had plenty to drink. And then we got the tow truck, we got the truck back to Toof's house, and then we got a alternative vehicle, in which was not as large as the original vehicle. And then Rick and I had a very fun conversation about which one of us knew Greg better and which one should not go. So it became a conversation of, dude, no, Rick, dude, you've known Greg longer than me. You should go pick him up. And Rick was like, well, but you guys are both in the military. You should go pick him up. That was pure love for you, Greg. Rick, what was your side of that story, buddy?
So a lot of that's true. We made it all the way.
A lot of that's true. It's all true.
Yeah, a lot of it's true.
All true.
Everything is true.
We make it all the way to Parablossom. Turns out we're at the gas station across the way, about a block away. We can see this shitty little bar, and I'm like, "Well, we're gonna be here for a while. Let's go get fucking drunk." So like, Duper and I walk in. There's literally two old Mexican guys and the angriest bartender, and they only speak Spanish. So I was like.
And they stared at us the whole time we were in there too. You remember that? It was awkward.
And I throw up a big number 2, and I'm like, cerveza.
Calling from Dust Till Dawn.
All right, here's your beer. So like, we get shit faced at this shitty little bar. So yes, we were hammered. We do come back around, and now it is just a smaller car. I don't remember whose car it was, but we did have a smaller car.
It was Frank.
It was Frank's blue Hyundai.
That's right. And there was no way we were going to make it. So then it was like, okay, well, what do we do here? And it was like, we're going to argue about that. We did have that little bit of argument. The only thing
we did. I'm really curious about your side of this, Rick. That you were an asshole. Don't try to not be an asshole.
No, I'm going to tell you the asshole part. My future wife, who I just started dating at the time,
you're gonna use Rachel as a scapegoat on this bullshit. She was telling you to go.
No, because there's a backstory to this too. Or there's a longer extent.
He does it till the day.
Anyways, I stay home so that Greg can finally get picked up at 4 a.m. Greg gets back to the house by like 5 a.m. I don't know how the fuck they got there, but they got there. It was still dark. I am butt ass naked with Rachel in my bed, and Greg immediately tears ass beeline to my bedroom to wake us up. Both of us, my dick's flopping around. Rachel's boobs are everywhere, and Greg's on top of both of us, dry humping, like so excited. It was so ridiculous. Rachel still has this phobia that she will not sleep naked again.
No, I think that really explains why, out of everybody on this podcast, Josh is the only one that she likes. Like, I mean, that includes you too, Rick. Though, so I mean, so you got anything on this, Josh, to add to it or no?
The funniest part is, so we get you like a 12-pack. We're like, oh, we're gonna get him Bud Light. He loves his fucking Bud Light. Blah blah blah. We end up drinking it at the gas station. We're waiting for the tow truck. So you guys are at the bar. There's actually pictures of us sitting there waiting for it.
Oh, and terrible.
We end up getting him like some nasty like Coke 45 or something from the fucking gas station. Like, here you go, welcome home.
What a
3 in the morning.
Dude, it was like the shittiest, warmest beer, and I was like, wow. I mean, you motherfuckers have been waiting for 6 hours to pick me up. I think I'm literally the only dude on Fort Irwin, bro. Like, I saw a couple of tumbleweeds go by. Like,
you know what's even more fucked? We didn't even let him sit in the front
seat.
No,
I know. You just sit in the back with me. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
Did he sit, bitch?
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
They did
Greg
too.
is the tallest one out of all of us.
So, oh yeah,
and we're in a little Honda.
And then Frank got hungry, so we stopped off at McDonald's and had some McGriddles.
That's a hell of a welcome home meal, right there.
I mean, dude, with friends like these, who needs enemies? You know.
Well, speaking of enemies, Rick, Greg would never shut up about the greatest fighting force in the world. Would you mind elaborating on that?
Yeah. So the entire time that Greg basically lived with me while he was in the Army and all of his weekends off and shit, he would go to bed and like he'd be laying there and he's all pissed drunk. And the only thing he wants to tell you about is how important the French Foreign Legion is to the entire world. How they were a gift to mankind and they were the most effective military to ever be put together. And then we just tell them, but what are you talking about? They always surrender. Like the French surrender. And he's like, well, they built a wall. And I'm like, yeah. And they went around the wall. Like, remember when you talked about it? Yeah, they put a wall up. And
I like how Rick goes from like 2006 to like the Trump wall. Like,
no. You're talking about
building a wall.
That's World War II.
Yeah, we're talking about World War II.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming because you were talking about so Greg, basically, bottom line, can you explain to everybody why you think the French Foreign Legion is the most effective military in the world?
They're foreign.
And
that's it. He used to be a lot more opinionated on this back in the day. Holy shit. He would not shut up about that shit. Like, I remember we would drink in the garage back in the day, and he would just fucking ramble on about how sophisticated they were and how much better they were. And
you know what it was? It was, I mean, I was a heavy alcoholic as well. And there was like this like awesome like Discovery Channel series about it. So I think I was just like kicked up on that.
That whole thing was from one documentary. You're not allowed to watch documentaries anymore. Holy shit.
I was drunk. I'm not drunk anymore. Leave me alone. I don't judge you. I don't judge you for your drunken semantics.
That's true. Thank you. Well, that's not true. You judge me all the fucking time.
Never.
Sergeant First Class Cory Wrieden from Fort Hood, Texas. He went on TikTok to make some complaints about the United States Army. And so I'm kind of curious as to what your opinion is on this, Greg. You read the article. Everybody else, go ahead and look up Sergeant First Class SFC Cory Wrieden, Wriedon. So on TikTok, he is making some claims against the military, talking about the battalion sergeant called him. They were talking shit about him on a conference call and said they had to babysit his punk ass. They transferred him to a office job, which usually isn't a good indication of the hardest working soldiers in the military. And then a warrant officer, he also brought to the fact that he was complaining that a warrant officer had told a soldier that they should go kill themselves. And he also felt like he was getting backlash because he went and saw a behavioral health professional. So he felt like he was getting pushback on that. And he complained at the end that they had to go to the field for 2 weeks a month at the end of the year. Greg, this guy is blowing up on Facebook or on TikTok, bringing up these allegations against the military and how the military is not taking mental health problems seriously in the military. What's your take on it?
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody needs to look up the video or the article anymore because you literally just gave us the entire, article. But, dude, I don't know, man. There's some things that I have to question, right? And the number one thing I think about is it's a different army than when me and you went in, dude. And I still think that it is taboo for combat soldiers to go seek help, right? Like, when we were in, dude, if you would even mention the name counselor or psychiatrist, whatever, you were shunned. You're like, well, fuck you. You're weak. You can't handle this, dude. You're a scout, you're an infantryman, you're a tank, or whatever it is, right? So, and I think there is still a lot of that now. But the Army's transitioning into more of a like softer phase. And there are some questions where I'm like, I don't think this guy's unit is specifically a combat arms unit. Because combat arms units, dude, they're 1 week, dude, at least 1 week a month they're in the field. It is what it is, right? Yep. But so I don't really know. And then he made some other allegations about how he's being shunned by his sergeant major. But then he's like, well, this warrant officer said these things. And dude, when you're in combat arms, dude, everybody says the worst things to each other on a daily basis. It's a motivating factor. It's a talk shit factor. So I don't know if this guy's just soft. That's what the opinion that I'm getting. But I mean, I don't know. He is a sergeant first class, probably in a support type unit. Support type units take longer to get promoted, right? So he's been in the Army game for a while. He has seen a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I have mixed thoughts on this. What about you?
My opinion is, I'm surprised that I thought you were going to take the bitch route on this. I think he's a bitch. I think he's a barracks lawyer from what I've read in this whole thing, where he wants to just fight for every. So he thinks he's advocating for every soldier that he comes across. But you know what? That was one of the great things about the military, is that you could tell someone to go kill themselves, and that's not. I know it sounds harsh when I say it, But if you're acting foolish and you can't handle a situation, there's times for tough talk in the military, because when you're deployed and you're overseas, there's no time to be soft over there, right? Like, there just isn't. I wouldn't want this guy in the same Humvee next to me. I wouldn't. I had guys that went AWOL in Iraq. I feel like this is one of those guys that goes AWOL in Iraq. And then I also watched his other TikTok videos, and he's dramatic. He's just very dramatic about everything he does. So I think a lot of this is more based on his dramatics and who he is than it is necessarily the Army. But you're right. There's some stigmas in the Army, but I think that the Army is a different place. You can't really be prone to those kind of things while you're deployed, and so you got to really build some barriers that can uphold that situation. Rick, what do you got?
I've never experienced it from the military side. I did see you did send the TikToks to me, so immediately that does kind of discredit the guy, because you can see that he is dramatic. But it also, looking at it from a civilian side, maybe that's his cry for help kind of thing. Who knows? At that point, he's from a different generation too, so we look at things differently. I honestly, he's a really young kid.
He's
He
not that
grows
young.
up
He's
in that.
5 years younger than me, probably.
I thought he was like
No, he's like 33,
rank.
34.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Grow up, you pussy.
He's a grown
That's
ass
what I
man.
got.
Yep.
So
Josh?
from what I'm hearing from it, you said TikTok, so I'm already thinking he's a bitch if he's on TikTok, because that's for like women, girls and women. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Nice. So we settled this one. I thought there would actually be more from you guys of an aspect on the mental health side of it, because he obviously has mental health issues, right?
I mean, I can tell you that I deal with mental health issues, right? And I've dealt with that for grief and shit like that. I get that there's a problem there, but I also don't like, and that's the problem. I think maybe showing his character outside of this changed my opinion of him. I
Yeah,
think
me
that if
too.
we hadn't seen that, then I would have been like, dude, wait, you got to give this guy a break here.
Me too.
People are dealing with things, but then once you see who he is before this, that changes. Like there are people that truly have, like fucking real PTSD. There are people, like I said, I deal with mental health shit. If somebody's joking about it or just using it to their advantage, fuck that guy. That's bottom line.
Rick, you want to jump to sports? Wrap
We
this
jump
up?
into sports. Yeah, let's jump to sports. All I wanted to say, because apparently I got told that the sports topics are just for Rick now, so that's awesome. Congratulations, Los Angeles. We have a world champion in the MLB after 32
They still
years.
play soccer out there?
I said the MLB?
Oh, MLB, baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball.
What'd you think? MLS? So, no, I mean, dude, I think I think the MLS, LA's won something. I don't know. Who fucking cares? They've won shit or something.
There goes our entire Mexican audience.
There it is. Sorry, Arthur.
Bye, Arthur.
Our one Latino listener is like, fuck these.
Well, let's not forget about Alberto.
He's also like, what the fuck? I don't even want to appropriate.
That's appropriation.
Doyers.
Anyways, go Doyers.
Doyers.
I'm really proud of you guys.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for the Dodgers. That was actually really fun to watch. And then there was a lot of COVID shaming during that, huh?
With Turner coming back out on the field. Now, they did do an investigation. I honestly think he didn't get in trouble because that was Manfred's way of trying to get himself out of the hot water. Because can you imagine if he didn't do anything to the Houston Astros for the cheating scandal, and then he suspended Turner or did something to the Dodgers organization because he came out and held the
So you feel like Manfield's response to not having harsher penalties on the Astros was to expose the entire Dodgers organization to more COVID?
Like, oh my God. He was trying to kill the Dodgers. What the fuck is wrong with you, Rob, man?
Manfred. Duper. Say it with me. Manfred.
Manfred. I don't know. Dude, I told you this is Rick's topic now, so I just try to jump in when I can.
Who cares?
I'm going right back around. Fuck you, Rob Manfred. Don't give a fuck. Yay, Dodgers. We have 2 champions this year. Maybe the MLS did something. I don't know. Who knows? But I do know that the NBA and the MLB, they have titles. Hooray for the Lakers. I'm a little upset about how the the league decided that they're going to start the league again or start the new year 73 days afterwards.
You're upset.
Different topic, Rick.
Well, you're upset about that?
Yeah, I'm upset about that.
Yeah,
Anybody
God
that played in
forbid
the
they have to
bubble,
work during their life.
fuck that, dude. Anybody that played in the bubble got 73 days of rest. Anybody that didn't play in the bubble got like 6 fucking months.
Who
Like,
the
that's a
fuck
big
cares?
difference.
Who cares?
Who fucking these
Fuck
people are fucking multimillionaires.
It's not hurting.
You know how many? I get 2 days off on a weekend. That's what I get. I don't get 73 fucking days off.
You think they're just taking it off? Like they're just sitting at home? That's
Yes.
time for them to train, to rest, to recuperate.
No, I saw Sean
Yeah,
Kemp
and
come
they're
back in the offseason back in the day. I saw Vin Baker.
They're still getting their multi-million-dollar fucking
That's-
paychecks. They can shut the fuck up and go
Yep,
play.
go out and play. You got this money, man.
Can't play if they're hurt, and they don't get it.
Oh well.
They can't. You know, fuck that. On today's Veterans Day episode 2, Greg, how many formations were you able to just? Hey, I don't want to run today.
None.
How many,
None.
Greg?
None.
No, give me a number.
None.
It-
Zero. Zero is the number, Rick. And you know what? We got paid a lot less than these fucking athletes do. And we put our bodies on the line just as much as they do, if not more, when you include fucking deployments. So I don't want to hear their bullshit about how they can't fucking play in 73 fucking days when I did it every fucking day for a year. Shut the
point
fuck
out-
up and play.
And most of that time we did it drunk
I don't
too.
really care. I don't care
And we were
about the
drunk
athlete.
doing it.
Let me just point that out. I don't care about the athlete. What I care about is that my Los Angeles Lakers should be able to win another title.
And if
And
you weren't drunk, you smelt everybody else being drunk in formation, which is a terrible
Oh God,
smell.
Greg
Oh.
and his fucking Jägermeister nights.
Uh,
sweat
terrible.
purple.
Dude,
You don't know
but,
what it's like when you're sweating
multiply
out of
that
sleep.
by like a couple hundred, Rick.
Yeah, like
know?
it's terrible when you're running in formation and you smell everybody else. Like that's why you were a drunk in the army, is because if you were not a drunk in the army, then you had to be sober and smell that, which was terrible.
So I got a question. You know what we never talked about, and I guess we'll just leave this out of there. Your 2-week leave and how that went down with you and I spending that 2 weeks together, pissed drunk. If we were talking about
We'll
alcohol.
save that for an AirPod.
It's a good one.
I was gonna say, Rick, like that's Rick's trophy moment for like Duper and me. It's like, oh, that was a weekend.
But Rick, continue to tell me about how you feel sympathy for these athletes who make
I
$23
am
million
not
a year.
sympathy for these fucking guys. I just want the Lakers to have the best advantage possible to go and repeat.
So he feels sympathy for the Lakers.
Yeah,
then, who
absolutely.
made
That's my team.
multi-millions
I
of
don't give a
dollars.
fuck about anybody else. Jimmy Butler doesn't need rest. That's it. All right, go get angry, dude.
I ain't got nothing.
It's too late. I started it.
God damn it, Rick, for just starting this shit like I had a topic lined up to fucking complain about. So I guess my fuck that motherfucker is gonna be Rick. So, dude, fuck you, dude. You're a piece of shit. Thank you for starting this like this. That really fucking sucks. Let me buy some more time while I find an article to complain about. So on October 14th, 2020. Damn, dude, this one's tough. I don't know how I forgot about this article. So on the New York Post, which is not credible by any means because they released that laptop video a couple months ago. Crazy, weeks ago. But anyway, there was a puppy set on fire at an Ohio park, and the suspect was still at large. So they had this puppy in a little crate, and then they set him on fire. Terrible fucking human beings out there, man. That's what I got, Rick.
I agree. Okay. All right, guys.
I wonder
Then
if they
let's
were
wrap
found
it
this
up.
dude.
Josh, what's your closing words? What do you got for final thoughts here?
Once again, thank you to all our veterans. I've had a few family members serve, and a lot of my close friends serve. So, thank you all, and enjoy the benefits tomorrow if you use them. You earned them, and be good people.
What benefits do we really get, Greg?
Shin splint, VA disability, migraines, ACL, MCL replacement.
A 3-hour wait at Applebee's, so one entree is fucking free.
Yeah, dude. Or sometimes not even that. Sometimes just like an appetizer. Oh.
And you gotta wait like veterans will fucking they will wait 3 hours for a free fucking Awesome Blossom. It's insane.
So my stepdad did over 40 years in the Navy, and he goes to about 12 different places on Veterans Day to get a free fucking meal.
That's good for him, man.
It takes him home for the rest of the week, dude. I was like, fuck it, you earned that time, 40 fucking years.
I got so many jokes that I can make about your
I know.
About your
save that for
background
another
there.
pod.
Yeah, it's just I don't want to be that guy. So
what I was gonna say is, what about the Grand Slams from Denny's? Don't you guys get those too?
Do we? I don't fucking know. What I do remember was when I came back from Iraq. It was really, we were supposed to end this episode. I'm so sorry. We came back from Iraq. I came back from Iraq. I went out to Las Vegas. This is when I was still out there in the AV. Came out to see Josh's dad out here in Vegas, and Josh introduces me as a veteran, and his dad was so fucking excited about it that he bought me lunch but did not buy Josh anything.
I'm so upset about it to this day.
I will never forget that. That was one of the funniest moments ever in my life. He was like, "Dude, you're a veteran. Here, lunch is on me." And he's like, "Josh, you got yours, right?" My closing comments is veterans out there, brothers and sisters in arms, thank you guys for all you do, especially those ones still out there serving. Those of us that have served in the past, we make up a very small minority in this country, and we are who keeps this country free. So thank you guys. Happy Veterans Day.
I like it. I appreciate it. Greg, the other veteran here.
Yeah, dude. So, to echo off what they were saying, happy Veterans Day, guys. It's a tough time for recent veterans right now, and actually just all veterans. The suicide rate amongst veterans is already a problem in this nation, and you add COVID to it, and it just makes that problem worse. So the only thing I want to say, man, is, and I don't give a fuck if I served with you. I don't give a fuck, if I know you even, dude. If you have problems, man, reach out. We've had way too many veterans commit suicide, and it's just fucking sad. The military is a place where, like me and Duper said, the camaraderie is second to none. You will never, ever, ever have a team like you did with your peers in the military, man. And that can be hard when you're not serving anymore. And the struggles with VA and doctors and things of that nature. So, obviously call National, Suicide Hotline. But reach out to us, dude. I don't give a fuck if I just knew you as a fan, and I don't know you for anything, dude. Talk it out. Last thing we want to do is have any more suicides going on. And to my fallen brethren, God bless you guys. I miss you, and I guess I'll see you at Fiddler's Green.
Yeah, me too. I had some too, and that I want to comment on your comments there, Greg. We did call Sergeant First Class Cory Wrieden a little bitch. But that doesn't mean everybody who has mental health problems is a little bitch. I want that to be very clear. If you do have mental health problems, go get help, please, because there is no place in the military to single individuals out who go and get help. There's no weakness in that by any means. Definitely go get help because every life does matter, and especially a veteran's life. Rick?
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I also got one more thing. I wanted to give Adrian wanted us to shout out to him and say happy birthday to him. So shout out to you, Adrian. Thanks for listening and sharing the podcast with others.
Happy birthday, Adrian. If you want a picture of Josh's chocolate starfish, we will send that to you with Greg's signature on it. We don't really explain why we do things like that, but happy birthday, buddy.
We just do. Yeah, happy birthday.
Those are in rare form too. I sent $5 for one of those once and I never got it.
For what?
Josh.
Oh, yeah. Shit. All right. Well, all I'm going to wrap up with is just, definitely thank you guys, Duper, Greg. You guys are my best friends. You guys have been through this. I was like your military wife for like fucking 4 years. It was really fucking weird taking care of Greg's finances and trying to keep Duper from turning too purple when he got angry.
Worst accountant ever. That's all.
Terrible accountant. Don't give it to the guy.
But he always had the new shoes and everything.
Oh my god! You leave me responsibility when I am getting pissed drunk in my early 20s. It's a bad idea, but
that was a bad idea.
It's okay.
I got to order car parts. That's all right.
Yeah, that worked out great too, didn't it, Greg?
You're welcome.
So the only thing I want to wrap up with, thank you all veterans. And actually, because of that, speaking of veterans, I do want to throw one more shout out to Northman Protective Coatings. Nick over there is a U.S. military Marine. Owns that. It's veteran owned. Look him up on Northman.us. He does Cerakotes, can do anything, guns, parts, cars, whatever you talk about. And to finish my wrap up from now on, I don't think I'm going to talk about how the Dodgers got cheated with the World Series. I think we're done with that.
Fucking finally.
So what I want to let you know is it's been 14 days since your Los Angeles Dodgers won the motherfucking World Series. I love you all.
Greg, you any advice for us?
Scouts out. That's all my final words are.
Nothing about bacon, huh?
Nope. Not in this episode.
Oh, shit. There goes the mic.
All right, everybody. Thank you
Greg,
for listening. You fucking dick, dude.
Let's try and get one more out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Rub it out, buddy. Just rub it out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the show today. Please go to takewarningpod.com where you can explore additional content on the podcast, as well as find the links to the podcast on your favorite podcast platforms. Also, please get on social media. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Take Warning. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you like about the show, what your thoughts are on the show, and what you would like to see on a future podcast.
We all live on time we borrow, time our children to us lend. Here today, but gone tomorrow, like a spark fly in the wind. We all look up to our fathers, all our lives if all is right, and we all need our mothers when the day is dark as night, and the drums of war are getting louder, a sound you never heard before. Gonna come to your town, gonna find your corner, and we'll soon be knocking on your door. Someone pulls an easy trigger, puts another to the ground in disbelief, staring at his fingers through which his blood runs with his life. And the drums of war are getting louder, a sound you never heard before. Gonna come to your town, gonna find your corner, and we'll soon be knocking on your door. The signs are there, right in front of us, for so long buried in the snow. Yes, here we are, shining diamonds, burning bright.